beginner plays like this. Well, it's not bad. It just depends on the occasion when you are using it. And the idea is that you are limiting yourself, because if you pick this shape for your left hand, your finger can do little or less with this finger shape. So it is wrong. Once you are done playing the roots of each chord you're playing, and don't forget with your inversion, it is high time for you now to play in octaves. So with octave, your playing sound be a bit more professional. Look at this now. If I play this with chord 1, you see chord 4, you can see that, chord 5, and chord 6, then chord 2. You see that now? It will help you. So that's tip number 1. You might be thinking, what is octave? Remember, I've showed you how to play the root note of each chord. Octave simply means 8 notes, from the word octagon, 8-sided shape. So it means that once you've gotten the roots, you count 8 based on the scale. Don't forget, since you're on C, definitely C to C is an octave, F to F is an octave, G to G is an octave, likewise B flat to B flat is an octave. And if we count the keys based on the scale, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can couple your chord. I haven't picked the inversion you like. You can couple your chord with the octave. One beautiful thing about octave, that if you're playing on a very large 7-octave piano, if you play down, it still sounds clearer, because we call this perfect octave. Do you understand? Or let's even go to another key. Let's say, for example, B flat. If I play chord 1 here, B flat, you can say that that's B flat. If I go to chord 4, you can say it sounds richer. You can play the octave and also with the fifth. In fact, this is called power chord. So you can couple your chord with the inversion you've picked with power chord, which means you're playing the octave and also the fifth. How can you get the fifth? Remember, we've done that in intervals. So we have perfect fifth from the root is how many semitones? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see, 7 semitones. So anytime you pick the root, any root at all, just count 7 semitones. This is my root, which is A flat. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is my fifth. So you couple it together with the octave. So this is A flat with the octave. So you can see now it's sounding richer. Let me play the one of just the octave. You can see now. Let me play with the one with octave and the fifth. You can see now it sounds richer. Let's go to a more open key so that you can see it clearer. So for example, on the key of C, you see that now. So you can even use it to do a lot of things. You see that? You playing the octave and the fifth together, it also sounds better when you go deeper on your chord. For example, you can be playing some things like that, and you can just like that. You see that now? It sounds better. Couple your chord on the right hand with this by playing the roots of the chord and the seventh. I'm sure that will be strange to you. Yes, we've talked about 7th chord, but due to the scale of C, the 7th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can couple the root and the 7 then together with your chord. So let's pick this. But sometimes it sounds there's a lot of tension on the chord. So if you feel like you're not comfortable with it, then you can change to another voice. I feel like this is even better, adding the 9th of that. So root and 7th can also go for your triad chord. So let's go to F. But if you notice something on the left hand, it sounds a bit weird, like you have this unresolved tension, so you can't really use it getting too deep on the left hand, but it sounds very nice when you are up here like this. You can do this too. Yeah, 7, then to F. The 7th is here. You can see, wow, it sounds better there. Then let's go to G. Don't forget this is 7th, so we have G. Yeah, sounds better. It sounds better. So root and 7th can also be used. Then the next tip, which you can do also with your left hand, is the root. I'm on the key of C precisely. The root, the 7th, and the 3rd. You can also couple your right hand chord with the root, the 7th, and the 3rd. Yes. Yeah. Then to chord 2, you can do this. You can see that? Yeah. This is 7th. Then if we go to 4, let us do it here so that it will sound better. You can hear it? Yeah, you're sounding more professional now. Did you hear that now? Then back to chord 1. But I always like to play my chord 1 like that. Did you see that now? So you can couple that with the root, 7th, and the 3rd. You can just play the root and the 3rd. Now this is done when you have heavier chords on the right hand. For example, let's say the right hand is already playing something like let's say C, like that. You can see it. Did you see that now? They are more heavier chord, like hardened chord on the right hand. So in fact, it's used most time when you are resolving. So let's say you're having with the 7, then you just do it. It sounds clean and nice. Resolved. Yeah. So you can use the root and the 3rd. I'm on the key of C, don't forget the root and the 3rd to couple together with your right hand. But sometimes you might also, that's why I said it depends on the occasion, you might also need to do some walking bass. So that doesn't mean that anytime you're playing, because some of the beginners might be funny at times. Say, no, they said no, this is how we should be doing, this is how we play octave, and no. Sometimes you still need to train. I'm going to do tutorial on that you're able to train yourself to play the bass line of a particular song. If there's no bassist in your band, you can learn how to play bass line with the left hand, something like this. See that? So you can just do that. See? So that doesn't mean that everything has to be either root and octave, or root and 7th, root, 7th and 3rd, or just this. No, you can play the bass line of that song. Now the reason why I said you should not play the chord like this is that all your fingers are restricted. So if you play it something like this, it gives room for your finger on the left hand to do some other things, or to play some added chord, to play other things. But if you do this, you're like closing it. The only possible chord you're able to play around there is just this, or you do this, and this is another chord. This is F already inverted. Do you understand now? So that is why don't always start learning with this. So start learning with root and octave, root and 7th, root, octave, and the 5th. This is the most used left hand voicing for piano players. Go and check it out. You have a lot of songs like that's what I just did there. You see, I'm just trying to work it up. So this root, which is called power chord, is the most used left hand voicing. So it's pretty much easy. You get this shape when you are a beginner. In summary, what I'm saying is this: your left hand should not just play the root of the chord, like I've said in my other videos. You can couple it with the octave, you can couple it with root, octave, and the fifth, the power chord, which is the most used one. And you can also couple the chord on your right hand with the root and the seventh, like I've showed you, like this. That's a C. If you go to F, the same way. Then you can also couple it with what? The root, the seventh, and the third. You understand? Which means you can play like this. So, having done all your trial chords, the next chord you need to learn is the seventh chord. It is advisable to learn the seventh chord as a beginner. It will help you a lot in your piano playing.